All right. This the news. This the news. This is the news. Come on in. Come on in. This is the news. The weather has been acting crazy. Tonight I'm going to have an open discussion on what's going on around the world. It is definitely getting crazy. I don't know if you all are paying attention. I will probably be doing news updates on the weather all the rest of this week. It is so much going on with the weather. The weather is definitely not normal, for sure. The weather is not at all normal. Not one bit. It is definitely strange. In every sense of the word. So we're going to talk about it, yes, but the weather is definitely not at all normal. Not in the least bit. So we're going to talk about that. It's uh, it's pretty bad. I have not been really talking about it much. I'm not really thinking that it's a popular conversation for YouTube. I did. Um, it seemed like I ran into some problems with my Mother Nature um, presentations. An official from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services told ABC Edition in Ohio there were at least 177 cases of psoriasis as of July the 2nd. Thanks for that update. Yeah, that's getting a little crazy, too. More than 3,000 has been unalived in the earthquake in Venezuela. That's for sure. Let's look at that right now. Mass burials have begun at Las Esperanza Cemetery in Venezuela's La Guaira, where unidentified victims recovered from the rubble of twin earthquakes nearly 2 weeks ago are being laid to rest. The death toll has risen to 3,535, with more than 30,000 people still missing. 30,000 people still missing. Mother Nature's tripping. 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 Germany recorded more than 5,000 excess deaths due to the late June heat wave, according to preliminary data from the Federal Statistical Office. In the last full week of June, 5,486 more deaths were recorded, Then the 2022-2025 Medellin, that's 5,486 more. So so that's more than been recorded before. The weekend that closed out the period coincided with the peak of the heat wave when the temperature reached a national record of 107.1 Fahrenheit. The figures are the latest evidence of the deadly toll of recent extreme temperatures across Europe. Climate change is increasing. The frequency and intensity of heat waves on the world's fastest warming continent, placing growing strain on health, transport, and power systems. Spain and France have also reported heat related deaths in the thousands. So it will be a while before we know what's really going on in Europe. It will be a while. The late June heat wave completely rewrote the record books for several nations. Germany set an all time national record high of 107 Fahrenheit. France recorded its hottest day of record countrywide on June 24th with a natural heat index of an average of, well, it went up to 111 degrees, which is incredible in Europe. It doesn't get 111 degrees in Chicago. Czech Republic went up to 107 degrees. Poland, 104 degrees. United Kingdom, basically 100 degrees. These numbers are incredible. Incredible. Really not good. The Netherlands, Hungary, Denmark, Switzerland, all record breaking temperatures. That's beyond normal. So we're going to have an open discussion on this. On this, the news. I felt like it wasn't, I didn't want to just tell the news. I might want to go outside the regular news presentation and talk about various situations that's going on. The weather is absolutely not good. The people have been hypnotized by distractions, work, and the type of entertainment they consume, the type of news they're fed, and the food they eat, and the things they consume. It numbs their mentality. And so the people are definitely 1 billion% lost. All of this has been obvious. This has been very obvious. And people are hypnotized. When I come on social media, I look, it's just amazing. The people are far removed from reality. Things have to get ridiculously bad before they see what's going on. I used to do environmental uh, conversations over here a lot. I used to do uh, conversations about eating right, and it was going on a lot of deaf ears. Uh, Good to see you, Lady Linus. Uh, I'm almost at a loss for words because this has been so obvious for such a long time. That the fact that people are surprised is surprising in itself. This hasn't been no overnight situation. It's been right in front of everybody's face. And I guess because it didn't get crazy until now, maybe that's why um, people are surprised. I'm not sure. But this has been so obvious where we're headed. And considering where we came from to where we're going, and the fact nobody's seeing that, they just cannot imagine where we're headed. And I'm talking about the weather over here in the news, but this is for pretty much everything, the food, all of that. It's totally taken me out of mainstream society. I would say, as when I was young growing up, things were pretty much uh, still in sync. It was very easy for me to go out and enjoy myself and to be around people and socialize and stuff like that. Now I don't really mm, enjoy that much. I kind of feel like I'm around a bunch of hypnotized people. So it's a little weird. Is the more you become aware, the more stranger it is to be around people that's not aware. So I really don't enjoy socializing much, but I'll do it. But you just get tired of the, I guess I would call it one sidedness. It's always just one side. It's always just one side. I don't know. You tell me what you think. What you think? It's up to what you think. The MK Ultra is definitely real, but yeah, I've heard of El Nino. Okay, it's a lot going on. Okay, I'm gonna break it down. You're on the Earth. You're on the Earth. The Earth is constructed a certain type of way. And so when you're on the Earth is constructed a certain type of way, and it's functioning based on how it's constructed. So the way it's constructed, the way the mountains are constructed, the way the trees are planted naturally by nature, the way the trees are where they're at, the way the forests are where they're at, boom. So now you got your seasons, you got everything in harmony. So when I was growing up, everything was like clockwork. Everything was like clockwork. You can count on it. Christmas, it would snow no sooner in Chicago. Different places are different. In Chicago, it would snow no sooner than a day or two before Christmas. It would not really snow a day or two before Christmas. And all those other questions you asked me about all the machinery and stuff like that, I'll get back to that after I explain this because that's also a problem. CERN is a problem. MK Ultra is a problem. All of these things are really a problem. Now, what do I mean by that? These things are used to make excuses for the obvious. It's MK Ultra, it's this, it's that. All excuses. So nobody deals with the obvious, you know? The obvious is overlooked. And so all of those different things are brainwashing mechanisms, to be honest with you. To be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, you cannot cut down all the damn trees and think that the earth gonna still work the same way. So when they say, oh, it's CERN, it's this, it's that, that's to make excuses for the obvious. If you notice with the new internet, they never say you're destroying the planet. They blame it on some kind of machine, they blame it on some kind of mystical, magical. Nobody never says you're destroying the natural habitat of the planet, which is actually evil. Why I say that? Because Mother Nature would be designed by God if you believe in a creator. And the machines would be designed by man. So man goes and cuts down the trees and pollutes the ocean. And it's evil to say man is also behind the destruction from that. That's a way to ignore that nature is behind that. So it's given all the glory to man. Man's the one cutting down the tree, man's the one messing up everything, and man's also the one making the weather bad. God's not doing nothing. Nature's not doing nothing. It's not nature. That's all satanic to me. It's not nature. No, it's not nature, Pharaoh. It's man. Man is all powerful. Man is making, yeah. That's basically what people be saying. They be saying man is God. Every time Mother Nature tears up, they never say it's Mother Nature. They say it's man. Mother Nature, according to what they teach young people on social media, Mother Nature's not doing nothing. Man is all powerful. Man is doing everything. There is no nature. Because if you say all these natural disasters is from machinery, you're saying there is no nature. That's what you're saying. That there is no repercussions from nature. That the Wizard of Oz is doing all of this. So it's a brainwashing. You're brainwashed. Because then you have to be a fool to think that Mother Nature ain't going to tear this shit up if you don't leave it designed the way it was designed. You got to be a fool. You have to be a fool to think that you can do this and a machine got to come and destroy the planet. You got to be a fool to think the planet won't react to you changing its natural structure of how it was born. Cut off one of your fingers and let's see how you work. Let's say these are trees, your finger. Cut 5 of them off and let me see you work the same way. I'm just saying. Cut 5 of your fingers off on one hand, cut 5 of your toes off on another. Let me see everything work fine. It's not karma. It's not karma. That's not karma. That's science. That's not karma. That is not karma. The rotation of the earth, the design of the earth is all high-level science from the gods. It's a science. There's so many trees. There's so much water, all to work a certain kind of way. When you disrupt that, that's not karma. That's you tearing up. That's not karma. That is nature. So if you live on a planet, the planet is a living being, you start to mistreat the planet will get rid of you. Naturally. When the Creator put this together, it wasn't designed for the Creator to have to touch nothing. Nothing got to be touched. No magic got to be done. No hocus pocus got to be done. You do this, you get this. You do this, you get that. You do that, you get that. Automatically. She will clean herself. She will shake you off like fleas. So when you hear these people start saying, oh no, it's the great Babylon. It's my master doing it. He is all powerful, Pharaoh. He is all powerful. He is causing this. My master that built this, he's all powerful, Pharaoh. You don't know. He can do this. He built all this stuff, and he can make the weather do all of this. He's making the weather destroy his shit, which, okay, yeah, he's making the weather tear up his stuff. Got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Babylon is destroying Babylon. Oh, okay. I got it. It doesn't have anything to do with this. No, Pharaoh, it doesn't have nothing to do with this. We can cut all these trees down. We can pollute all the oceans. We can build 1 billion buildings, Pharaoh. That's not causing it, Pharaoh. Master is doing it. He is all powerful. He is the Wizard of Oz, Pharaoh. My master is doing that, Pharaoh. And Mother Nature's not doing that, Pharaoh. Mother Nature's not doing that, Pharaoh. My master is doing it. That's what it sounds like to me. My master's machinery doing that, Pharaoh. That's what it be sounding like to me. Your master doing it. All of this is perfect, Pharaoh. All of this is perfect. This, Pharaoh, this is fine. This is going to work. This is absolutely going to work, and we can keep building it. We can build more. We can build it in Germany, England, France, everywhere. It's going to work. It's going to work, Pharaoh. And the machines, if it be tore up, Pharaoh, it's the machines in these buildings that's going to tear up these buildings, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, it's not Mother Nature going to tear these buildings up. It's a machine in one of these buildings that's going to tear the buildings up. It's a machine, Pharaoh. It's a machine. It's a machine doing it. There is no God, Pharaoh. There is no nature. It's only my master. My master is all powerful, Pharaoh. He builds and he tear up. There is no nature, Pharaoh. That's what you sound like to me. That's what I hear. There is no nature, Pharaoh. I don't hear anybody say anything about nature. They start saying this is that, it's this machine, it's that, it's the satellites, No, no ecosystem. It's never an ecosystem. Never. It's never an ecosystem. Y'all notice that? Never. Never, ever. It's never an ecosystem. Y'all ain't never noticed that? It's never you're destroying yourself. It's the same way when you eat the junk you eat. And you get sick. I told you it's junk. When you get sick, no, it's not junk. It's the evil of the screen people. It's not. I'm eating junk, and I got high blood pressure. It's you got another way you explain it. You explain it in a way where you can continue that. I just stopped talking about it. I'm wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? They gonna FA and FO. Because anybody with any sense know it's this junk that you can't put all this junk Anybody with any sense know you can't put all this junk up here like that. That's just common sense. That you can't stack all this junk up here. I mean, it's no magical, mystical, nothing. Anybody with any sense? No, you cannot stack all this junk up here. But you never hear nobody say that. They never say, Pharaoh, it's too much junk. you know, you know it's too much junk. They say all type of stuff. They never say it's too much junk. Never. Is this, is that, is that. It's not real simple. Like, maybe it's too many planes. I never heard that one. Who believes every day you could shoot rockets and satellites up and all these planes every day, and the environment will work just like it used to work before you had all these planes? You believe that? Because if so, I got some bad chicks in Peking that I'm renting out. You can rent one of them. $39.49 a piece. If you believe it. Let me show you something crazy. Just for my audience. You know, I got the best audience in the world. That's why there's not a lot of people over here. Only the super smart ones watch me. Let me show you something. This is going to blow your mind. You ready for your mind to be really blown? Really blown. All right, get ready. Watch this. I'm finna blow your mind. I'm finna blow your mind. I started the body sculpture challenge. See, it says January 1st, 2021. This is February 17th, 2021. February the 17th, 2021. Do you know that's the last date we had a regular snow in Chicago? Are you listening to me? February 17th, 2021 is the last day Chicago had a regular snow, like they had all my life. I was born in 1958. We had snow. February 17th, 2021 is the last day people in Chicago used a shovel. I had a thing called the Body Sculpture Challenge, and it snowed this day. And I decided to film myself shoveling the snow because it was a workout. I borrowed the shovel from a neighbor on that block. The next year, I bought a shovel and put it in my car. So when that winter came, I would have a shovel. I bought a small folding shovel. I have not used that shovel. I didn't use that shovel 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, nor 2026. Have I used that shovel? What y'all think about that? And look, you don't get it no realer than this. Tell me I'm lying. This is the last day it snowed, a regular snow in Chicago. Body sculpture challenge. I ain't even trying to have a body sculpture challenge. out here shoveling this shit. So I'm gonna get a workout, right? 12 feet of snow on my car. I don't even know. I ain't got no fucking TV, so I don't know what the fuck is on. Body sculpture challenge. I'm out here shoveling snow. There's a lot of it too. Real talk. Getting plenty of exercise. Body sculpture challenge, baby. All gain, no pain. Okay, we're going to go back to that. Now, let that sink in. That was February 17, 2021, because I posted it on Instagram. It hasn't snowed like that. 22, 23, 24, 25, and 5 years in Chicago, where it snows every year from Christmas through March. No snow, a little flurries a couple of years to kind of blow off the ground. I don't have a pair of boots. I got a pair of like boot shoes I haven't worn yet. The shovel is in the back of the car and has never came out since I bought it in the spring of that year. I bought this shovel in 2021. When the winter was over, I said, next year I'm going to make sure I have a shovel because they had them on sale because the winter was over. I bought a small folding shovel. It's in the car still. It's never touched the ground. No snow. No snow. Now that is Chicago snow. That has not happened. Are you all listening to me? What that tell you? This is the Midwest on the lake. What do that tell you? I was born here in 1958. It snowed every year. Every year. The South has been getting more snow. Meanwhile, what are they doing? Let's keep it real, though. Let's keep it real. Meanwhile, what they doing? What they doing? And you notice everybody blame everything. Nobody say, look, meanwhile, what they doing? Nobody says nothing. Nobody says nothing. They say everything other than this. They say everything is causing it. Everything is causing it, but our behavior. Everything is this, is that, is that, is this, is that, is that, is this. It's everything, but our behavior. It's everything, but our behavior. What y'all think about that? Our behavior, oh, it's never mentioned. It's not, oh, it's definitely not our behavior. It's not our total disrespect and disregard for the planet. Oh, no, it's not that, is it? No, no, it's not that. It's some machine. It's the great man. He's great, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, it's the great man doing it. It's the great. He's great, Pharaoh. He's so great, Pharaoh, that he got a machine doing it, Pharaoh. It ain't nature, Pharaoh. It's not nature, Pharaoh. He great. He real great. He doing it, Pharaoh. He doing it intentionally, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, stop saying he don't know what he doing. He know what he doing. He know what he doing, Pharaoh. He know what he doing, Pharaoh. He doing it. He know what he doing, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, stop saying it's nature. It's not nature. He doing that intentionally. He not stupid, Pharaoh. Stop saying he's stupid. Pharaoh, stop saying Babylon's stupid and don't know what they doing. They know what they doing, Pharaoh. Pharaoh. That's what it be sounding like to me. That's what it be sounding like. That's what it be sounding like. And like Pharaoh, he know what he doing. He doing it, and he the one making all the bad stuff happen. It's not an accident. He not messing up, Pharaoh. He doing that on purpose. Stop saying he messing up. He's great. He's great, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, he's great. He don't make mistakes. Everything is intentional. He's perfect. He's Jesus, Pharaoh. It's not that, Pharaoh. It's not that. It's not because he cutting down too many trees, Pharaoh. It's because he got a machine and he's doing it on purpose. He God, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, he's God. He doing that, Pharaoh. He do everything. There is no nature, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, there's no nature. We could spill oil everywhere. Nature, no. Master the one gonna mess us up. Nature doesn't exist, Pharaoh. There's no nature, Pharaoh. There is no nature, Pharaoh. That's my God doing that, Pharaoh. My God walk around on the planet. I worship him. He does everything, Pharaoh. There is no nature, Pharaoh. There is no nature. Nature not doing that, Pharaoh. We could do that. This ain't gonna do nothing, Pharaoh. This ain't gonna do nothing, Pharaoh. We're not gonna have no problems unless my master, let's master the only one. Pharaoh, stop saying nature. There ain't no nature, Pharaoh. It's only master. It's only master. It's master doing his satellite, Pharaoh. It's master satellites, Pharaoh. There ain't no nature. That's master doing that. Pharaoh, I'm sick of you acting like it's nature. That's not nature, Pharaoh. That's master. Master doing that on purpose, Pharaoh. You underestimate our master. Pharaoh, when I learned they were making disease and keeping them in labs, I became fully convinced they're stupid. Exactly. He said they controlling the weather, Pharaoh. They doing it, Pharaoh. He believed they controlling this. See what I'm saying? Here it go right here. Here it go right here. What I've been telling y'all. Look, master. He said, master making the weather. Master the one flooding. Master the one setting everything on fire. His master. It ain't nature. He said, not nature. Nature not doing this. Master doing it. That's what he just said. I told you. It's not nature. You know that? It is not nature. All of this is not happening because we fucking up. No, master doing it. Master control everything, Pharaoh. That's what you just said. He said, master control, master doing it. Mother Nature not doing nothing. Right? Mr. Nice One? Mother Nature not doing this. Master doing it, right? Right? This is not Mother Nature. This is not nature. This is master. Because no matter what we do, why would Mother Nature would not do this to us, huh? So this and this, according to you, won't cause this. Only master can cause it. Right? This not causing it. 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 That's not causing it. The same ones doing this is the ones that's making the weather act a fool. There is no God and there is no nature. Now you tell me that ain't the ultimate brainwashing in the goddamn world. To believe the same one messing everything up is causing the reaction from messing everything up. No, Pharaoh, they messing everything up, and then they messing everything up because they messing everything up. That makes sense? That makes sense that they could totally be unenvironmentally sane and do everything to destroy the environment, and then the results is them too? That what you're saying? You're saying they out of tune with nature, and then when it's storm, they making that happen too. That what you saying? That what you saying? That Derek Pharaoh, this ain't causing nothing. Master doing it. Pharaoh? Pharaoh, Master can do all this in the left. Master push a button. Ain't nothing gonna happen, Pharaoh. Everything happen. Master do it. Master do this, and Master cause the destruction from this. Pharaoh? When this go up there and this ruin the environment, this ain't ruin the environment, Pharaoh. Master making that happen, controlling the weather. He's master. He can control the weather, Pharaoh. My master, Pharaoh. Master control the weather, Pharaoh. Slaves. Pharaoh, master is great, Pharaoh. Master is great, Pharaoh. Master doing this on purpose, Pharaoh. Master doing this on purpose, Pharaoh. This is not nature. Nature ain't do that, Pharaoh. Master doing that. Pharaoh, my master is great, Pharaoh. My master great, Pharaoh. My master do all this here to this planet. And anything happen, Pharaoh, master did it. There ain't no nature, Pharaoh. That's what they be telling me. Pharaoh, it's not nature. Master made it, make it rain. Master make it flood. Master make the earthquake, Pharaoh. Pharaoh. Master control them volcanoes, Pharaoh. 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 Master controls them volcanoes, Pharaoh. Master do that, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, shut up. It's not Mother Nature. Master tears up master stuff. Master be tearing up master stuff. Yeah. For some reason, for some reason, master control the weather and tear up his own shit. Yeah. And master got it all under control, don't he? Master got it under control, don't he? Master got it under control, don't he got it under control? Master got it under control, boy. Pharaoh don't know what the hell he talking about. That's master tearing up master stuff. Pharaoh talking about is nature. That's not no nature, Pharaoh. That's master tearing up our master stuff. You know what I'm saying? Master tore his stuff up on purpose, Pharaoh. Unbelievable. Master control the weather. I know, Pharaoh. I know it look a little under control. How about man's don't care because he's destroying the planet because to stop it means to stop the economy and have to go back to primitive living and rather continue making money? No. How about they stupid as hell and they make stupid shit? It's real simple. How about they stupid? Okay? How about that? Exhibit A. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to show you they stupid. How about they just stupid? How about Lucifer wants to make a fool out of people because God made people. So Lucifer wants God to look bad by having people help destroy God, all the glory that God made. How about that? How about Lucifer wants us to make God look bad? Because Lucifer was jealous when Adam and Eve was even created and said, don't listen to God, you can eat this. So how about Lucifer wants us to make our creator look bad? How about the creator keeps saying, I'll give y'all a break for my name's sake? Because I made y'all, and if I just say y'all ain't shit, it make me look bad. How about that? because man don't want to go to work. So no, man don't want to go to work. Man don't want to go to work. So the idea that man want to go to work, no, we being forced to go to work. We won't have to go back to living primitive. You can build a house. You're not primitive just because you ain't paying bills. You're not primitive because you paying bills. Once you build a house and grow you some food, what you need all that other shit for? None of that other shit you don't need to enjoy life. That's stuff for you to go be a slave. If you look at most people, they use their car to go to work. You only get 2 days off. You work 5 days. So you use your car for what? To go to work. You don't use your car to enjoy life. You don't use none of these electronics to enjoy life. So the idea we'll go back to being primitive, no. No, we won't go back to being primitive if we ain't no slaves for them. The same work we do can be done in a righteous way. We don't got to be, you don't got to be jumping on planes all the time like that to have a good life. No, there's an evil entity that's making you try to make you make a fool out of yourself and a fool out of God, and it's putting you in a position where you destroy your own way of living. Because why would you want to destroy? Because when you say go back to primitive, this is back to primitive. The way you going is going to take you back to primitive. If you look at primitive, what they call primitive, we can go on the next level of knowledge. If you look back to any time when they said man was primitive, that was after a great disaster. When you go back to the Stone Age, that's after a disaster. After disaster, you go back to a Stone Age. You don't start at Stone Age. You go to Stone Age when you're doing too much. And you don't create your environment. You don't create your life where it's environmentally friendly. So if you got all this technology, you know how to build a society that's environmentally friendly. We can have nice things that coincide with the environment. That's a fact. You don't have to live primitive to take care of the environment. That's all false. We've been here longer than the Bible tells you. The Bible don't give you no dates. You got to remember, Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. Moses don't know Adam and Eve. So when Moses telling about Adam and Eve, that's an old ass story Moses telling. That's way before Moses. So when Moses tell you about the flood, Moses don't know nothing about the flood. The flood was before Moses. So Moses don't know what life was like before the flood. That didn't sink in. Moses don't know no facts about the early books of Genesis. He's repeating stories that his forefathers told him. Moses wasn't there. How long is it between Adam and Eve and Moses? They guessing, right? That could have been millions of years. That could have easily been 10,000 years, 50,000 years, 250,000. Nobody knows. These theologians don't know how much time it was between Adam and Moses. They don't know. But the way they got the Bible, you'll think that Moses was there. Most people don't know Moses telling an old story. So there's no proof that living this way is the only way to live without being primitive. There's no proof of that. There's no proof. There is no proof that you have to live like this. See what I'm saying? We can live in harmony with nature. They doing too much. Because if you got an apple orchard, how many apples is that? So if you got a forest full of apples and pears and stuff, which one you can have the most of? Fruit trees or beef? You can never have as much beef as you can have fruits and vegetables. Never. No comparison. You could never have as much meat for people as you can have fruits and vegetables. That's a fact. My grandfather lived on a farm in Alabama. He raised cows and chickens, and the amount of food we could get from the cows and the chicken couldn't even match just the corn. There was more corn to eat than it was all the animals put together. That's not even counting all the other vegetables. There was more corn to eat. As a matter of fact, the animals ate the corn. So how is the animals more valuable than the corn when the animals is eating the corn? The corn is feeding the people and the animals. The animals ain't feeding the corn. So who told you you got to have bones and blood on your plate? Who told you you're supposed to have bones on your plate? See, we like, oh, mm. So that's right there. You in the unnatural zone right there. You out of tune with nature right there, trying to eat animals. Because the Bible say that all green herbs was for food. It did not say nothing about no meat. It said in the beginning, God gave you all green herbs for food, and it was so. That's what it say. It didn't say you was eating no hog head cheese with cheese. It don't say none of that. Christians just don't want to read that. When you get to that, Christians like to jump to Jesus. What Jesus, which I'm going to probably be talking about later, I got to straighten out. Mary Magdalene was not no prostitute. They lied. And one of the older popes said that. She wasn't no prostitute, and she was Christ's favorite apostle, and she sat next to him for the Lord's Supper, the Last Supper. She was sitting next to him, and the only person he went to see when he resurrected was Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was not a prostitute. I got to clear that up. I'm going to be talking about that probably either late tonight or tomorrow. Mary was not a prostitute. And so the things we trying to do, who told you to do that? Who told you to go eat a goat? Who told you got it? Who told you that? Who told you that? Where'd you get that from? See what I'm saying? Who told us that? Who told us we supposed to eat like that? Think about it. Where we get that from? All that stuff is like from a bad source. Let's just say it like that. Let's just say it like that. Misinformation. Let's just say it like that. So when you look at these earthquakes and all this stuff, the earth is going to fix itself because we out of line. We are out of line. We are out of tune with the planet. Elon Musk got trying to put up hundreds of satellites to go around. Yeah, anybody know that's not going to work. And then if you look at Elon Musk, you can see other things. Genesis 1:29, and God said, behold, I have given you every green herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. Till you it shall be for me. This is at the beginning. You want to keep reading after the fall, after you became a sinner. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for me. And it was so. Everything was like that. Everything was plant based. That's why the Christians don't like the Old Testament, because they can go to the New Testament that the preachers in the Catholic Church and them and the Roman Catholics had distorted. And now they can say no matter what they do, they can be forgiven. But when you look at the results of how we live in, and you look at the causes of it, where you go and say, oh, this planet don't need no trees. Trees? What is these trees for? Man, we could cut these down. Just let that sink in. You just a man. The trees is a part of the earth. You got nothing to do with the trees being there. They there. The trees is there just like we found ourselves here. We just woke up here. We didn't create ourselves here. So we didn't create the trees or nothing. So imagine being on the planet as a man. Walking around the planet, you come up with the decision, we don't need all these trees. These trees are stupid. We don't need these. Yet you ain't responsible for them being there. They are part of the earth. But you make the decision. You don't need them. And you don't cut down the amount you need to cut down to live. You cut down a whole bunch of them so you can make toothpicks and paper and pencils and junk. When there's other things, hemp and stuff you can grow and have paper. You cut down all the trees to make junk. You don't even cut them down for nothing seriously necessary. They're not cutting all them trees down for houses. Your house ain't even made of wood. Your house is made of junk. Now, what fool believe that you can come on a planet as a mortal and you make the decision, these trees ain't got to be here? We don't need these trees, man. Just let that sink in. You a man and you saying we don't need these trees. Oh, we could pollute this water. We could just throw this in this water. It ain't going to do nothing. That's how we live in. That's how we live in. Foul. Foul. That's how we live in. I'm going to show you one more time for the people in the back. One more time. It was February 17, 2021. That's the last day we got a regular snow in Chicago. We have not got any regular snow. We haven't had any winter. at all. As a matter of fact, back then, that was a rare snow that happened rarely. That wasn't even a real winter. February 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5 years ago, it snowed. 5 years ago, it snowed in Chicago. It haven't snowed. The last real Chicago snow we had, was February 17, 2021. Since then, we have not got no snow. I have not have to use a shovel at all. Now you look and tell me something is not wrong. Body sculpture challenge. I ain't even trying to have a body sculpture challenge. I'm out here shoveling this shit. So I'm gonna get a workout, right? You see all that snow on them roofs and stuff? None of that. None of that. Ask somebody in Chicago have it snowed like that. You see that snow? You see all that snow? None of that. It's been none of that since 2021 in Chicago, where it snowed every winter from the end of December to March. No snow. You know what that means? You got to get something bad on the back end. Real talk. Getting plenty of exercise. I haven't had to have no coat on. That coat, I haven't had it on since then. Boots, I haven't had them on since then. Gloves, no need for them. Just a little gloves, COVID gloves, so I don't touch nothing. Real talk. None of that. You see that snow? None of that. None of that. That was February 2021. Around April or May, I went to a hardware store and bought a small folding shovel because that's the neighbor's shovel in front of the building where I'm at. He let me use his shovel because I was visiting somebody and my car got snowed in. Right? So my car got snowed in because I was visiting somebody. And when I got to my car, one of the neighbors on that block was shoveling themselves out. So he said, here, use my shovel and get out. So when the spring came, and it never snowed like that no more then either. That's not right. When the spring came, I went in the hardware store to buy something, and they had these small fold-up shovels. So I said, let me get this and put it in my car. So when it snowed this winter, 2022 snow, I'll have a shovel. That shovel has never touched the ground. The shovel I bought the summer of 2021 has never touched the ground. I don't think y'all understand what I'm telling you. I got no snow boots. I have to put on a winter coat. I have not put on a winter coat. No winter coat. No winter coat. No 15 below zero, 10 below, none of that. None of that. January, weather, it'd be like 40 degrees. It's supposed to be like 2 below, 12 below, 20 below, 20 degrees, 10 degrees, because freezing is 30. So it might get to 20. Sometimes it'll barely get to 32. Some of the snow will melt, and then it'll drop to 30, 20 in the snow. Remember when the snow get too cold, you can't make a snowball? Who remember that? If the snow was around 32, 33, 31, you can make a snowball. It got some moisture. When the temperature dropped to the 20s, it just make powder. You can't make a snowball. There ain't no moisture in it. None of that, y'all. None of that. None of that. No snow boots, no real gloves. My big coat, that coat is in the back of the car, I think. I don't even know where that coat is at. Listen, I don't even know where that coat is at. I think it's in the back of the car, in the trunk. No winter. What I'm trying to tell y'all is you're going to get that on the back end. I hope y'all listening. Now, when you get that on the back end, they're going to tell you, he manipulating the weather. No. The weather is being manipulated by mistake with all this junk. Not only that, let's take the earthquakes. Let's just use our common sense. This is the earth. Let's say this is Iran. And let's say we bomb Iran. Boom, 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 boom on this ball. Can we really drop bombs on this side of this ball and it don't affect the ball at all? I'm just asking for a friend. If this is the earth, can you blow up this part of the earth? Boom, 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 boom. And it don't do nothing to the ball? That ain't going, so that might not cause problems under here somewhere on the other side because you think you blowing up Iran. Then why I'm showing you they stupid and evil. But every time you're not blowing up Iran, you're blowing up the earth. Iran is on the earth. How could you blow up Iran without blowing up the earth? Somebody tell me something. Now, let's say the Most High made the earth, made us. Who would want to encourage us to destroy the earth and ourselves? What entity would make you do that? What entity would make you destroy your own planet and yourselves? What entity would feed you stuff to make you sick? If righteousness and God builds you to be healthy and live and be beautiful, what will make you ugly, destructive, and destroy your own? But Lucifer, but the devil. Who would put poison in your food? God? If you got a God and a devil, you might not believe that. If you got righteousness and wickedness, which one gonna feed you artificial flavors, artificial color preservatives? Which one gonna tell you you don't need to eat no plants? You need to go unalive that damn goat and eat that dough. You need to go catch all the fish in the ocean and eat them. Who would do that? And then make money from you when you get sick. Pimp you on both sides. Oh, look. Does this look righteous? Does this look like does this look like how you was intended to eat? Does this look environmentally possible or safe in any kind of way? I'm just saying. Does this look in any kind of way like this was the intentions for you? I'm just saying. Or does this look like you trying to do something and you trying to feed mankind in a way that's not sustainable? That you're going to have to give them some Bill Gates food. You're going to have to make him some fake food. Yeah, you're going to have to bioengineer him some food because you ain't going to be able to sustain this. Yeah, you're not going to be able to sustain this. Now, when you can't sustain this, what they going to do? What they going to do when you can't sustain this? What they going to do? Because you can't sustain this. You can't sustain this. You can't keep it safe. You can't keep it refrigerated. You can't get it to the market quick enough. You're a fool if you think you can. What you're doing is not sustainable. It's not. And they so busy feeding you that they ain't got no time to grow you no good food. So they messing with that too. They messing with the fruits and vegetables too, because they not taking the time to grow that, and they trying to get all this other stuff. And so now they got to bootleg everything. They got to bootleg everything because you don't eat nothing natural. So they ain't got to focus on nothing natural. So those who eat natural, they just give us anything because they focus is on cereal, artificial flavor, artificial color, fake bread, fake everything. That's what they got to focus on. They got to focus on your Cheetos and your Doritos and your donuts, your fake burgers and your hot dogs. That's what they got to focus on. That's taken away from the focus from the good food because you don't want to buy it anyway. Why should they waste a whole lot of time, right? Making really good fruits and vegetables and herbs and spices and nuts and grains. You don't want that. You want Popeyes. You want Burger King. You want McDonald's. You don't want that anyway. You don't want no healthy food. You don't even want you drink. You don't even want no healthy liquor. You drink your liquor sucks. I can't. People like me that's healthy. I can't drink your liquor. When I go to the liquor store, I got to read everything to find a pure good liquor. Every liquor got red dye in it, yellow dye. I'm like, this is what they drinking? You drinking straight trash. You smoking cardboard, talking about blunts. Originally, we used to take those Garcia Vegas and unwrap them, and that was real tobacco to roll the herb up in. Then they switched it. When they switched it to Philly blunts, that's like pressed tobacco pressed with like a cardboard type substance to cheapen it. And they just start giving you straight cardboard. That went away from the whole original thing because it was Rasta the one that was using the cigars. I give you a little history on that. Was Rasta. Rasta led to blunts because Rasta used what they call frontal. Because Rasta don't like to say back. So Rasta don't go to the back. So Rasta don't deal with tobacco. because we don't go to the back. So we call it front two. That's what we call tobacco frontal. So when rosters end up trapped in cities like New York and stuff like that, they would go buy cigars that's got natural tobacco frontal and open them to roll a spliff in real tobacco. That spread it, but they just start putting it in anything. That's the real history. The blunt come from Rasta. Facts. But Rasta, we was cutting real tobacco when we couldn't get the tobacco from Trinidad or the Virgin Islands, Jamaica. We would get different, each one of those tobaccos have a different flavor too. So the brothers would ship Fronto, or what y'all know as tobacco up here. But when they couldn't find that, they started cutting real cigars with real tobacco. That switched and went all the way down to Philly blunts. It was real leaf. That's all we wanted was the leaf. We wanted, it was real tobacco rolled in a real leaf. Right? It was real cigars. And we would just dump the leaf out. See? Like this. And Rasta would cut those open and dump out the tobacco and roll up in that. Real tobacco though, not no cardboard. You see? That's how that started. For just historical purpose. Backwoods is real tobacco. But but what we do with the backwoods is when you get the backwood and you dump the inside out, you boil some water and you throw the backwood wrap in the water to to, to clean it, whatever's on it, in case it's sprayed with something. So if I do smoke a backwood, I unroll the backwood, I take it, I boil some water, I throw it in the water, let it boil. You're gonna see the water turn brown. Then you're gonna take it out, then you're gonna put it on paper towel and you're gonna dry it. And then now it's ready. But it gotta be boiled. It gotta be boiled. You can't trust Babylon, no. When I trusted Babylon boy them, but when I trust Babylon bomba clan. So yeah, to to the foundation of Black Americans, I'm giving you game. Backwoods is good, but you gotta boil them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta boil them. Backwoods is the last one using real tobacco that I know of. I think Garcia Vega maybe too. I gotta see which brand. Hold on, let me see before we continue. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, Garcia Vega, but it got to be this one. It got to be this one. It got to be the one in the beige. It got to be the one in the beige. This one. It got to be this one. This the one it got to be. Hold on. It got to be this one. It's the one it got to be. You can use this one. But you still got to boil it. You know what I mean? See? Natural leaf wrappers. That's a natural leaf. Got to be this one. I'm not promoting smoking, though. I'm just telling you how we do it naturally. You feel me? So you could get the Garcia Vega, same thing. My point is, ain't nothing natural no more. And we ain't got no snow in 5, 6 years. Papers, papers, papers is all right. You know, papers is all right. A glass, a bong is better. A chalice is better, coconut chalice. The best way is through a chalice or a bong. So the best way is through water. Water gonna clean it, make it nice and clean. So that's why we hit it through the bong. When I pass it to you, you take your finger out, you blow it out. And when you blow it out, you're gonna see that smoke is a little brown. Like when I take the coconut chalice and I hit it and I pass it to you, you're gonna take it, you're gonna take your finger out, you're gonna clear it. When you blow it out, you're gonna notice that that smoke is brown. You're gonna notice the smoke I blow out is white. But that smoke you blow back, you gotta clear the chalice first because that smoke is dirty. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not promoting that YouTube. I'm not promoting this like that. But your chalice is the best way. Water, a bong or a chalice is the best way if you smoke. I'm not promoting it though. I'm not promoting that over here. But the chalice is the most righteous, cleanest way through the water. You understand? Because you need all the four, you need the four elements: earth, which is the earth, wind, fire, and water. So you need earth, wind, fire, and water. But that's a whole nother. Yeah, you need earth, wind, fire, and water. That's why that's used for the cosmic. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. The only way you can get in tune with a higher self is with the water. When it's dry, you just chilling. When you dry, but when you add the water, you add the chalice. Now you own some cosmic, what some people call spiritual, cosmic vibe. When you add the water, that's a whole nother. When you add the water, that's a whole nother thing. But that represents the earth, though. It's kind of represent what I'm saying: earth, wind, fire, and water. That's what this whole conversation is really about. Respect for earth, wind, fire, and water. Every time we smoke the chalice, we chant all this down. A lot of people don't know that. They don't know that the chalice represent Babylon 5. They don't know that. They think it's like fun, like plaything. But every time the chalice is to chant down Babylon 100%. And we said, pow, one match burned down the whole world. Fire, fire burned Babylon. The people don't know that. They don't know. They just think that's a joke thing. That's not no joke. The Babylon system is a vampire. Bob Marley told you. The Babylon system is a vampire, sucking the blood of the sufferer. But you don't be listening. And this whole thing, the way it's set up, is antichrist. It's not Christ-like. It's negative. And they have us contributing to negativity to destroy our own selves. That's how you know it's a dark energy behind it. Because why would somebody make you do something that's going to destroy you? Why would they feed you stuff that's going to destroy you? Why would they have you doing things that are going to destroy you? Why? Who said you got to work 40 hours a week? For what? Who said that? Who said that? For 20 hours a week, you're going to have a house and food growing and stay home. I'm just saying. Who designed that? Who gathered up all the food and put it in the store and told you got to work to get the food in the store, but the food was here before the store? What was first? Coconuts or store? What was first? Bananas or store? What was first? Apples or store? Apples was here before a store. All that stuff was here. Who decided to go grab up all the food, start growing it behind the fence, and sell us what was already here? Selling us what God already gave us. Yeah, straight slavery, right. Selling us what ain't even theirs. It's not even there. They don't own it. And not only that, not only is they harvesting up and selling it to you, they cutting it all down, and then they making it with no seeds. So now when you go buy from them, you can't grow it. It used to be we could go buy a watermelon from them, get the seeds out, grow it. We ain't got to go buy another one. No, no. You buy a lime, ain't a seed in it nowhere. Seedless everything. You can barely find a watermelon with seeds. Why? So you got to buy it from them. They don't want you to grow your own. They don't want you to grow your own. They want you to buy it from them. And that's why meat is big, because they know you can't raise no cow. You live in the city. They got you. They got you. You got to come see them. Where you going to get some bacon from? Where you going to get bacon and eggs and all that from enough for you to eat every day like that? You got to be a slave to eat that food. In the process of doing that, they totally out of tune with nature. So now on the back end, look at the weather on the back end. All you got to do, look on the back end. What's the results on the back end? You see what I'm saying? The way they got us living, what's the results on the back end? The results on the back end is horrible. That's what it is. Now the people either gonna wake up or they not. But if the people don't wake up, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. If the people don't wake up, you was not meant to go to work for them every day. You ain't meant to live like that. You're not meant to be no slave for them. And they definitely don't know what the hell they doing. They don't know what they're doing. Look at the results. Look at the results. That's how smart they are. That's how smart they are. Look at the results. Why you really think they're going to Venezuela? Because they got to find somewhere to grow more crops. Because they losing a lot of their crops. So in order to get the amount of crops they need, they got to grow 4 times as much to get the same harvest. That's what's going on. I've been telling y'all that. They got to grow 4 times as much. Say they want to get this much, and they used to grow this much to get this much. Well, because of the environment, they got to grow this much now to get this much, or this much to get that much. They can't grow this much and get this much. It went from growing this much and getting this much to growing this much and getting this much to now growing this much and getting this much. They got to find somewhere to grow this much. They got to grow 3 times the amount to get what they need because Mother Nature is tearing up everything they doing. That's why they want Venezuela. I've been told y'all that. They got to find somewhere to grow some more food. And they got to start making food. They got to start making food. They got to make food. Yeah. In the meantime, Mother Nature acting as a big fool. And they don't want to tell you. Mother Nature is super mad. Super mad. To the point they're not even telling you all the weather news. They ain't telling you. Man, they not telling us, they not telling you nothing. They not telling you, man, they not telling you what's really going on out here. They not. They're not telling you. They got you thinking that they can have satellites out there going around and around and it ain't gonna do nothing. And so now we finna have electricity shortage. Y'all better get ready. We're finna have electricity shortage now. You better get ready, because you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. Because we finna have electricity shortage. You better believe it. Because they got data centers everywhere. And the data centers use 1,000,000 gallons of water each. And the Colorado River is getting so low that it ain't even, it's going to just stop working. And there's going to be a whole bunch of cities that ain't going to have no water. They talking about 5-minute showers. And water in you know, water in your grass with a bucket, not with a hose. This is all the data centers. They talking about as of February 2026, there are no statewide mandatory legally enforced shower time limits for Florida residents. However, due to severe drought conditions, water managers in South Florida and Tampa Bay are urgently asking residents to voluntarily reduce water usage, including limit shower times and laundry. As of now is the key word. As of now is the key word. As of now, as of now, as of early 2026, severe water shortages and chronic high stress affect multiple U.S. states, particularly in the West and Southwest, with roughly 40 to 45% of the lower 48 states experiencing drought. The most severely impacted states include New Mexico, California, Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, Utah, Texas, and Idaho. Support the channel and make sure you keep subscribing because I might get shadow banned for even telling you this. I don't want you to know none of this. Seriously. Florida and Georgia share water resources primarily through the Apalachicola Chattahoochee Flint River Basin, which flows from Georgia into Florida's Apalachicola Bay. A long-standing water war exists over consumption, but in 2021, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled in favor of Georgia, finding Florida failed to prove that Georgia water usage caused the collapse of its oyster fishery. I did a whole live on that. Go check it out. That's very, 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 very serious because of the data centers. The data centers are using up all the water. These are facts. And the Colorado River is low. Colorado River is in a severe long-term crisis due to a 20-plus year mega drought, rising temperatures, and overall allocation, with flows dropping 20% over the past century. Major reservoirs like Lake Mead and Lake Powell hit historic lows, threatening water for 40 million people and agriculture, with 2026 negotiations failing to secure a new sharing deal. So they got to share between like 7 states. They saying automatically California get the first pick because they're the oldest state, and some states is gonna be out of there. Yep, you better look it up because you didn't. They didn't messed up. It's all messed up. The Colorado River is in severe long-term crisis due to a 20-year drought and climate change, with major reservoirs like Lake Mead and Lake Powell at critically low levels, triggering significant water cutbacks. As of early 2026, states are struggling to reach a consensus on post 2026 usage rule, risking federal intervention. The feds finna come in and say who get water and who don't. I'm just telling you. Current restrictions on lower basins, Arizona, Nevada, and Mexico has faced mandatory shortages, with Arizona bearing significant cuts to its central Arizona project supply. Unresolved negotiations, states reliant on the river failed to meet a February 2026 deadline to agree on a new long term conservation plan to replace guidelines expiring this year. Competing interests, lower basin states, Arizona, California, Nevada, are debating how to share cuts, with California emphasizing its senior water rights, while upper basin states, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Wyoming, argue their supply is already limited by low snowpack. Environmental and infrastructure risk, a 2025 report warned that key dam infrastructure could become inoperable by 2027 if water levels in major reservoirs continue to fall, threatening the water supply for 40 million people. Future outlook, the federal government has indicated it will impose its own potentially severe reductions if a voluntary agreement among states is not reached. The crisis is driven by a combination of, to quote from the recent report, a 2 decade long drought or mega drought, climate driven evaporation, and overall location of the river's water. The river's getting low, and the Colorado River, that dam, might just turn off if it gets any lower, and there won't be no water. And why you think they're not telling you? They don't want to cause no panic, and I don't want to cause no panic either. But you can bet things ain't cool. From Florida all the way, and it's hurting everybody. Food prices are going to go through the roof. The drought is not ended for many U.S. cattle ranchers. As of early 2026, the southern plains are entering a sixth straight year of drought, with over 49% of the U.S. experiencing drought conditions. Over 49%. Half. Half is 50. Over 49 is 50 something. So over half of the U.S. experiencing drought conditions. While some areas in the plains saw relief in 2025, others remain in a multi-year, multi-billion dollar and food manufacturing. What rain? It ain't raining like that. That's why it's a drought. If it was raining, there wouldn't be no drought. It ain't raining like that. It ain't raining like that. Not that I know of. And can you catch enough rainwater to bathe, wash clothes, wash dishes, flush toilets? Hey, hey, You got to wash toilets. I mean, you got to flush toilets. How much water that take? Baths, showers. How much water that take? Wash your hair, wash your face. How much water that take? Then food and cooking and drinking. Do you know how much water you would have to catch to function daily for daily function? You know how much water you would have to catch just to flush toilets? And you know how hard it is to catch water? Because if you don't have a wide area where you catching it from, you ain't gonna catch that much. The only way you're gonna catch a lot is if you run the pipes off your roof through a filter and catch it. And in some states that's illegal. They'll probably stop it from being illegal though. But yeah, catching water in extreme drought weather. When is it going to rain? It ain't even raining like that. Is it raining like that where y'all live? It ain't raining in Chicago like that. Man, it's not raining in Chicago like it rained. Let me tell y'all something. Chicago, these past months, we get a lot of rain because Chicago got some of the most trees in any city in the United States. We got forest reserves. In the Chicago city limits, we have forest reserves. Let me tell y'all something about the environment. So Chicago, March, April, May, it rained a lot. When it rains a lot, the trees get the moisture and the trees get elasticity, right? When the summer comes, sometimes it's big windstorms, and definitely when you get to August as you go into the fall, if those trees don't get enough water, when the wind comes, they're going to break, limbs going to break, and all the electricity going to be out. It's going to knock all the power lines down. So when people in Chicago complain about the rain in the spring and during the summer, they stupid. Because if you don't lubricate those trees need to be lubricated so when it rains, they do this. If them trees are stiff and they ain't got enough water, they're going to break. Power lines going to be out. When I was going live from my father's house, take care of my father, a tree fell in the back and we didn't have electricity for like 8 days. And the only reason it wasn't longer, because I learned to get on X, which was Twitter at that time. I got on Twitter and I started getting it comment, and they came right out because I started embarrassing them in front of everybody and I contacted them on Twitter. That's another thing. If your power is out, your electric company, if you contact them on X, you're going to get a better response than on the phone because they came right out. But if you don't get rain, and I mean a lot of it, your electric's going to be out. It rains in Florida, but not no more. Not no more. It don't rain in Florida no more like that. Not like that. Florida has faced severe prolonged rainfall deficits since late 2025, triggering extreme drought conditions and depleting the Floridan aquifer to its lowest level since 2011. The lack of precipitation has sparked dozens of wildfires, particularly in the Everglades, and led to mandatory municipal water restrictions statewide. Florida ain't getting no rain like they supposed to. That little bit of rain you seeing, that ain't gonna get it. They ain't getting no rain. They ain't getting no rain. Hold on, watch this. They ain't getting no rain. Man, listen. Let me show you something. They they fighting down there. Florida is fighting with Georgia. Florida and Georgia. Florida and Georgia is beefing right now. Mr. Claw, look. Florida and Georgia share water resources primarily through the Apalachicola Chattahoochee Flint River Basin. They're getting the water from the aquifers, right? Which flows from Georgia to Florida. So Florida, northern Florida, is getting their water from Georgia. It's going into Georgia aquifers. Those are underground, and it's going to Florida, right? A long-standing water war exists over consumption, but in 2021, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled in favor of Georgia, finding Florida failed to prove that Georgia's water usage caused the collapse of its oyster fishery. So they beefing right now because northern Florida don't got no water. You got to understand, Florida just got ocean water, seawater. They don't got rainwater. And they got all them grapefruits and oranges and all that. So the regular water, it ain't gonna work for no agricultural state. They can't make it on a little bit of water. They gotta have a lot of water. And they don't. So Florida is struggling heavy. When I say heavy, I mean heavy. Heavy. Florida's one of the main, hey, Mr. Clark, Florida's one of the main places. Listen, experts are saying if you own property in Florida, sell because property value's going to collapse. Property in Florida ain't going to be worth a nickel because they ain't going to have no water. Aquifer depletion and saltwater intrusion. The Floridian aquifer, the primary water source, is being pumped faster than it can be replenished. As groundwater levels drop, salt water from the ocean can intrude into the aquifer. So what happened is the aquifers, water come from underground and push. But if the aquifers don't push water this way towards the outer, then the salt water come that way. And you can't grow nothing with salt water, you can't drink it. Population boom. With over 300,000 new residents annually, the demand for water for drinking and irrigation is exceeding supply. Droughts and climate. As of February 2026, severe below average rainfall has caused water shortages, with the Northwest Florida Water Management District recommending voluntary and in some cases mandatory reduction in usage. Solution: water managers are shifting away from reliance on cheaper groundwater towards alternative solutions like water recycling, conservation, and potentially desalination. While not a complete depletion of all water, the reliance on easily accessible, inexpensive fresh groundwater is likely over, forcing the shift to more expensive, managed, and alternative water sources. More expensive water prices, it's finna go crazy in Florida. In some cases, they saying you got to speed up your shower. Yeah, yeah. They saying, hey, the shower's out of here. As of February, there's no statewide mandatory. I read this, but they finna make you take mandatory short showers in Florida if that water don't come. They just don't want to scare everybody. This is a fact. I was just talking to a friend about that. A person can generally survive for about 3 to 5 days without water, although this can vary from a few days to over a week depending on the environmental conditions, physical activity, and individual health. In extreme hot or physically demanding situations, survival times can drop to 24 to 48 hours, while in cool resistant conditions, it might last slightly longer. Now, what do you think all this extra heat in the environment, all these heat waves? Because you do know them heat waves in Europe is going to affect us here too, because it's a heat wave on the earth, and that water is going to be getting sucked out of the environment. What y'all think all of this means? All of this means instability financially, globally, economically. That's what all this means. That's what it means. Because the Colorado River's already tripping. The Colorado River is already drying up. It's low. It's real low. The Colorado River is in a severe long term crisis due to a 20-year mega drought. Facts. 7 states is dependent on the Colorado River. 7. 7. 40 million people depend on it. Infrastructure collapse, economic social disruption, environmental devastation, regional migration, a loss of basic water services would likely trigger a forced large scale migration of residents out of the region. In other words, people will be moving like crazy. Read between the lines. They don't want to panic you, and I don't either. But y'all know what y'all know. Meanwhile, data centers, a lot of data centers are using 1 million gallons of water a day. You do the math. Smaller ones are using a half a million, a quarter million, a half a million. But most of them are using 1 million gallons of water a day because they got to cool the data centers. They hot, so the water cools them. So they got to run gallons and gallons of water through the data centers to keep them cool. Do the math. And where does that water go? And is that water contaminated? Where are they going to get all that water from? You're basically in a system that cannot monitor itself, basically. You're in a system that can't monitor itself. It's out of control like a monster. Water scarcity in the United States is an increasing issue. It's estimated that 2.2 million people in the United States do not have running water, and over 44 million people are using water systems that do not meet standards for water quality. Now you go back and look at the earthquakes and the heat in Europe now, and you're gonna get a whole different. You understand? With droughts in the United States like that and water shortage, what do all that heat mean in Europe? Does that mean more water? No, that doesn't mean more water. I'm just saying. What does that mean? Think about what does that mean? That means things ain't going so good. Germany recorded more than 5,000 excess deaths due to the late June heat wave, according to preliminary data from the Federal Statistic Office. In the last full week of June, 5,486 more deaths were recorded than the 2022-2025 median. According to data from the office, which is also known as the Tostas, the weekend that closed out the period coincided with the peak of the heat wave when the temperature reached a national record of 107 degrees. Do you know 107 degrees is crazy? That's adding to it. That's adding to it. That's not where all is coming from, though, but that's definitely added to it. It's a combination of everything, Tom. Don't pick one thing. You got to stack all that stuff together. It's everything. You got to stack everything together. You got to stack the whole thing, Tom. Always remember that. Stack it all together. Stack it with the data centers drinking 1 million gallons. You got to stack everything together, Tom, to really get the answer to the situation. And when you stack everything together, then you'll have the answer. It's not one thing, it's the combination. Think about it. If they doing that, Tom, right? If they doing that drilling, and then they got all these data centers, right? With 1 million gallons of water, then they got all of these damn airplanes, along with all the other crazy stuff they doing, Tom. Hey, Tom, if you take all the crazy stuff they doing and put it together, what you get? If you take the drilling you're talking about, if you take whatever they think this, how they think this gonna work, with all that jet fuel in the air, and then a whole bunch of data centers drinking up 1 million gallons of water every day. Not to mention all the other stupid stuff they doing, Tom. What do you get when you mix all that together? What you get then? See what I'm saying, Tom? You gotta mix it all together. You gotta mix it all together, Tom. You mix it all together, then you'll be on track. But you gotta mix it all together. And when you mix it all together, you'll see what's causing it. It's a combination. One or two things the earth can handle. When you mix all that together, the earth can't handle it. It's not one thing. Y'all always remember that. It's not one thing. It's not one thing. It's a combination. Always remember that. It's a combination. As long as you remember that, you'll be good. But it's definitely a combination of all that crazy stuff. When you combine it together, that's what's doing it. All of this. The earth is being attacked from every angle, from space, from the environment, from the water they taking, from the planes everywhere, to all the concrete that they land on the planet that don't breathe. Because you got to understand, they putting a bunch of concrete down. That everybody take for granted that that's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Why? I don't know. But everybody take for granted and think that all that concrete is going to work and all that metal is going to work. And they just look at it and they just really believe that that's going to stand up there like that and that's not going to cause no problems. It's not going to cause no problem. It's fine. Why? Because they totally brainwashed and they think they God. Because anybody know this is not going to stay there. This is going to fall in the lake. There's no way that's going to stand there. There's no way you can stack that much junk on the edge of the lake and think it's going to stay there. This is when man start thinking he's greater than what he is. Any fool know you cannot stack all of this up on the lake, on the edge of the lake. And these is the old buildings. There's way more buildings. Y'all believe that the edge of the lake can hold all this weight? How much weight is that? Mind you, the Chicago River run right down the middle. You got the Chicago River, then you got Lake Michigan out there, right out there. And then you got the lake right down the middle. Y'all believe all of this can sit right there on two waterways like that? Who believe that? Who believe that gonna stay up there? Y'all believe that's gonna stay there? Who believe it? All that junk, and they keep stacking it up on the edge of the lake. This what happened. They think they great, like they think they like God or something. Cause any fool know that's not gonna work. You just keep stacking it, keep stacking it, keep stacking it, keep stacking it, keep stacking it. You just keep on. You just keep stacking it. It's unbelievable. You just keep stacking it. Y'all think this gonna stay there? That's the Chicago River. Behind me this way is the lake. The river go right down the middle of all this stuff, and the lake is right there. So it's water down the middle, and it's water right here, and all that junk. Because they just wanted to be pretty. Who believe you can put all this junk on the edge of all this water like this, all this weight? You believe they smart enough to secure this into the ground surrounded by water? I'm just asking for a friend. Does this look like this will stay there? Man, you, it's coming this way towards me. There's water back there. This is the Chicago River. And it's water this way. The lake, the whole lake. Y'all think that's going to stay there? Would you build that like that? That don't look crazy? That don't look crazy to you? I'm just asking. This don't look crazy? That's the river. And then you got the lake. That don't look crazy? See, there go the lake out there. There go all this. And the river go right down the middle of that back here. Back where that tall building, the tall black building back there, between that one and the tall building right there, so there's a river run right through there. So there's a river back there down the middle of this, and it's the lake on the left. And when you go from the lake and go to your right, it's a river. It's a river that go right down the middle. What y'all think? So it's basically chopped up. It's basically chopped up into two pieces, which make it's two pieces on the edge, and the two pieces, the edge between the two pieces is the edge over here on your left. So that's one edge, and then it's yeah. Hey, Hiram, hey, they crazy as hell, ain't they? They crazy as hell. Now the rivers and all that stuff is natural. All this stuff is man-made. It's been a Chicago River, and it's been on Lake Michigan. That's Lake Michigan, one of the biggest lakes in America. It looked like an ocean. You can't see the other side. Lake Michigan is big like an ocean. You can't see the other side. The Chicago River comes out of Lake Michigan and goes this way to where all these buildings, between all these buildings and all the way back there. So from Lake Michigan, it go this way, that way. Behind me is Lake Michigan, and then that's where it go. You already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be natural. It's gonna be a disaster. You already know. My daddy, I was a little boy. I was riding downtown with my daddy in the car, and we was coming from south headed towards downtown, and we seen downtown. My daddy said, "Boy, all that junk gonna fall in the lake." My daddy said that to me. I was probably 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't remember. But I was little. And my daddy said, "Boy, all that's going to jump and drop in the lake." Here go my daddy. Why they didn't sit it back son? Why they built it on the edge like that? You know, he a country boy. Alabama. My daddy was a carpenter. My daddy was a builder. My daddy was a builder. So my daddy said, why they built all this on the edge like that? He said they should have moved it back. They should have moved it back. That was what my daddy told me as a little boy. He said, why they built all that on the edge like that? They should have moved it back. My daddy said it should be way back. You see the black building all the way, the tallest building? My daddy said they should have built it back behind that is where it should have started. He said it should have started way over on Ashland. He should have said none. He said none of this should have all that stacked up on the lake. That's what my daddy told me. He said they shouldn't have put all this on the edge. Yeah, Alabama boy. But my daddy was an excellent builder. He was a great builder. And when I was a little boy, my daddy said, you know what I'm saying? Why they put all this in the middle? Or why they put it on the edge? That's what he said. And they still building it, y'all. Y'all, they still stacking stuff up. So my question once again, my question is this. What y'all think about Chicago and the fact that I was shoveling snow in Chicago February 17th, 2021, and it ain't snowed since. No snow. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. No snow in Chicago, where it snowed every year since I was a baby, since I was born. It snows in Chicago. That's just automatic. No snow. And I got proof this is the last time it snowed in Chicago, and I posted on the Body Sculpture Challenge. What y'all think about this? Body Sculpture Challenge. I ain't even trying to have a Body Sculpture Challenge. I'm out here shoveling this shit. So I'm gonna get a workout, right? 12 feet of snow on my car. I don't even know. I ain't got no fucking TV, so I don't know what the fuck is on. Body sculpture challenge. I'm out here shoveling snow. There's a lot of it too. Real talk. Getting plenty of exercise. Body sculpture challenge, baby. I'm out here shoveling snow. Doing that workout. Now, what y'all think about no snow in 5 years? And when I say no, I mean no. And I was born in 1958. It snowed every year. And snow be on the ground from the end of December to March. What y'all think about no snow? What y'all think about 50, 60 degrees in February? I was born February 22nd. February is freezing. As a matter of fact, when I was born, my mother was worried about me. She saw the doctor. She said, it's really cold in February. And the doctor told my mother, the baby will be fine. Just make sure you wrap up because your wounds and stuff, your wound is the one all open. So you think I don't know what I'm talking about? When you don't have to have snow boots in Chicago. When you don't get 2 feet of snow, 3 feet of snow in Chicago. No snow. No snow. Since then. I caught Barry. Oh, God. Body sculpture challenge, baby. I getting my workout. Good thing I've been working out. While playing Chicago Villa, I gave my daughter my TV. I just got my internet on Monday. So I ain't even know it was snowing like this. I'm in here on my Hercules shit. I'll see what it is. I got a little bitty ass car too. Motherfucker was covered up. Now what y'all think about that? No snow. None. None. That was 2021. That spring, they had these little small fold-up shovels. That was the man that lived on the block. He was shoveling. He let me use his shovel because everybody was. You see, everybody was because cars was covered way up. So I bought a shovel. I said next year I'm gonna be prepared. I bought the little fold-up shovel and put it in the back of that car. I got another car. I moved it to that car. That shovel has never been used since 2021. When it did snow, it's the little stuff on the ground be blowing around. So like you come outside, you see, and that's once. Like once, I think once this year we had that little snow dust that you come out Tuesday at around 2 o'clock and you come back out Tuesday at 6 o'clock, ain't no snow nowhere. But a real snow, it ain't happening. Not no Not no 6 inches, not no 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. As you can see there, it was a whole lot of snow. 3 feet like that. It has to happen. No snow in Chicago the whole winter. Spring and summer come, it's gnats and fruit flies everywhere. There's a lot of mosquitoes. There's a whole bunch of ticks all over the country because we ain't getting no winter. Because if Chicago ain't getting no winter, that means Michigan ain't getting a good winter, Wisconsin ain't getting a good winter, Indiana ain't getting a good winter, which means the creatures that usually have to change the way they function, they overbreed. So now certain creatures is overbreeding. I wouldn't be surprised if next year ticks be in everybody's house. I wouldn't be surprised if ticks in the big city get into the heating vents and the vents and be in the buildings. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a plague of ticks invade the buildings because they got to find blood. And the winter would have stopped them from even making it to Chicago. They would have stayed up in Wisconsin, up where the deers and stuff is at. Ain't no deer. Well, there's deers down here now, too. There's deers everywhere down here. I was driving up by Lincoln Park Zoo. This was about around the same time, but this about 2 years before that video, or a year or two. And I seen a big ass coyote run across where Lincoln Park Zoo was at. I'm talking about he was a big one. So when I went back up that way another day, I was dropping off a white lady and I asked her about it and she said, no. But she said, probably over there going through the garbage where the boats is at on the boats right there on Lake Michigan where they bank the boats. Then a couple more days I picked up an Asian lady. She said, yeah, I see him all the time. I think he's trying to go over there to the zoo to catch some of them animals in the zoo. He's trying to catch some of them animals in the Lincoln Park Zoo. Then about 2 or 3 days later, I seen him again. The first time I turned and went this way and seen him. The second time, as soon as I got off Lakeshore Drive, I seen he was big. Hawks is snatching people's poodles and stuff. We getting animals in this region that don't be here. Why? Because we ain't got no winter. And when you don't have no winter, that's going to cause a problem. That's why ticks is everywhere. Because we ain't getting winter. We ain't getting the 4 seasons. You got to have, nature got to work the way it worked. And when nature stopped working the way it worked, everything changes. And I'm telling you, y'all, you finna start seeing some weird stuff. You finna start seeing all kind of earthquakes, too many tornadoes, hurricanes, monsoons, crazy rain, flash floods. When it do snow in Chicago, it probably be 6 feet. When it do snow, watch what happens. When it finally snow in Chicago after 5 or 6 years, watch. The whole city gonna be shut down. The city gonna be shut down for 10 days. Watch. Because it's gonna be snow everywhere. You ain't gonna be able to shovel that shit. You're gonna have to wait, let it melt, some of it melt. Watch when it do snow. And watch all these new diseases and sicknesses. You're gonna have an increase of lice. You're gonna have an increase of bed bugs. You're gonna have an increase of mosquitoes. All them little parasites, they're gonna quadruple because the cold weather not gonna get rid of them. So them storms and everything you see going on in Venezuela and all of that, hey, you ain't seen nothing yet, if you ask me. If you ask me, you ain't seen nothing. So listen, keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you get your survival gear together. Hey man, get you a Berkey water filter. Get your survival stuff. Don't say I didn't tell you. Get your survival. Get you some extra water. Get you some water containers and fill them up now. Get you some things where you could cook on your own. Put you some food up. Don't say I didn't tell you. Put you some food up. Get you some stuff where you can cook. Get your survival game together. I'm telling you. Get your survival game together and be ready. Because Mother Nature, she finna act a fool. She gonna act a fool. Victory.